Hi, and welcome to a class discourse covering a famous or a not so famous, it should be famous, but it's not famous, but it will be famous. The nature of Rashi, right? You probably know him from your studies as Rashi gives pshat to the psukim. And for those that are not quite knowledgeable what pshat means, pshat for the layman means the simple meaning. There's pardes, the mystical garden, I want to say, of exegesis of Torah. Pshat, remez, drush, sod. 4 levels of exegesis, simple meaning, hint, allegorical, and the mystical secret side. And the first level that everyone talks about the most is pshat. Pshat, simple meaning. What does the verse say? That's what everybody wants to know. Right? You'll say, well, it means the well springs of Shemayim and this. That might be a sod. That might be allegorical. It might be remez, but most likely it's not pshat. I don't know about you, but I don't walk around seeing mystical gardens opening and enchanted forests around me. I see life as we know it. That's the world of pshat for the layman definition. Right? And it is assumed and brought down in all, if not every, Jewish institution of learning that Rashi brings pshat. Is that correct? Right? I've never heard contrary to that as the basis of this class. You probably have heard that. Again, Rashi brings pshat. I think that's uniform in the yeshiva world, in the rabbinic world, and every world you may know of. Right? And we're here to say that's not exactly correct. Right? And as we'll say at the end of the class, that's called lo nachon. What I just said, Rashi is pshat, is called lo nachon. And if you've come to Israel, you will think that lo nachon means not right, you are wrong. Lo nachon, you are wrong. Doesn't mean that also. Hopefully at the end of the class you understand what pshat is, what Rashi is, and what lo nachon means. And for those who are going to ask, what is he saying? Lo na what? Lo nachon. Lo as in no, nachon, nun, chaf, vav, nun, sofit. Let's go. We are going to explain the commentary of Rashi inside Bereshis, chapter 3, verse 8, with the help and aid by the Lubavitcher Rebbe and his work, Biurim Leperush Rashi al HaTorah on Bereshis. And for those that are going to say, what's he talking about? Again, chapter 3, verse 8. Let's go. Again, Rashi. Does he bring pshat? Is he pshat? Is that in fact what he is doing? Right. So if we have chapter 3, verse 8, Vayishmeu es kol Hashem Elokim yishalech began l'ruach hayom yischabe ha'adam ve'ishto mipnei Hashem Elokim b'toich etz hagan. I am so tempted to pronounce these words wrong. You have no idea. Just to make crazy somebody that we both know. But I won't. Okay, but then I will probably will, and you'll say, but you made a mistake. Okay, in the pronunciation. What does it mean? Translation, and they heard, speaking of Adam and Eve, Adam and Chava, they heard the voice of Hashem, God, going in the garden to the Ruach Hayom. We don't know what Ruach Hayom means. That's going to be the subject of debate. We'll just call it the spirit of the day, the wind of the day, air of the day, whatever you want to use. And the man and his wife hid before God, Hashem Elokim, Hashem God, in the midst of the tree of the garden. Right? When I hear that, this is how I'm going to interpret pshat. I'm going to say they have ears and they heard a voice of God going in a garden where they were placed and created. To a spirit of the day, they hid the man and his wife because of God in the midst of a tree in the garden. Now, that is the basic pshat. You're going to get a little bit of leeway, okay? What voice of God did they hear? Was it an inspiration? Did God actually speak as to Moshe? What was the voice of God? What is the garden? We know it's Garden of Eden, but was it a magical place? Was it a literal place? That's the pshat world. Remez. Remez, I'm going to make this up for context because it's not the scope of the class. But let's just say that remez, that ruach, is the Gematria 214. Again, this is totally bogus what I'm saying. 214 is the gematria of a type of prophecy of Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay, and therefore they had a revelation of Moshe. That didn't happen. I made that up, but that would be a remez. Drush would be the Ruach Hayom. That has to do with the same Ruach that always goes out in the world when people sin. Again, I made that up for context. But the darshan or allegorical, the words, and the sod, you can imagine what sod is at that level, I assume, correct? But we're not interested in all the parties for the scope of the class. We are interested in pshat. Okay. Now, let's read Rashi. Rashi. On the word, Vayishme'u, Pasuk Ches, chapter 3, Yesh Midrashi Agada, Rabim Vekvar, Sidron Raboseno, Al, Mechona Bereshis Rabba, Ubashar Midrashais, here we go. This is perhaps the most famous quote in Rashi. I have not bothered to translate what I just read because it's not pertinent to the class. If you know the Hebrew, you will understand what I wrote, or what I read. Now, but this is pertinent. Rashi is going to say something right now, and this is pretty profound. Ve'ani, lo bati, ela lipshuto shel mikra. I have not come except for the sake, that's my word, for the sake, context, I have not come except lipshuto shel mikra. That's what he says. I, Rashi, have only come for the pshuto shel mikra. Nowhere in all of Rashi, you are glad and welcome to search, does he say, Ve'ani lo bati elo l'pshat shel mikra. That does not exist. He says, Ve'ani lo bati elo pshuto shel mikra. I assume Rashi is serious here. He's not jesting. He's not saying, I meant when I only come, but not really. He says, I came for pshuto shel mikra. And the rest of the commentary goes, L'agada, hamiyasheves divrei amikra dvar dibor al ufanov. Then he gives a little taich on Vayishma. Ma shamu v'shamu es kol HaKadosh Baruch Hu shehaya mizhalech begon. Now, what Rashi is going to get into, that the Lubavitcher Rebbe really wants to get into, L'ruach hayom. Ruach hayom. L'oso ruach. She'shamish ba misham. She'shemish ba misham. V'zohi ma'arvi shelefanos erev chama u'be'erev haim sarchu be'ashiris. What he's saying is, for this is the Ruach, the sun comes from there. This is the evening, pointed towards the evening, the sun in the west, that there, Sarchu, and it happened in the 10th hour. So Rashi has explained. He's explained in the Mikras Kedolos is going to refer me to Sanhedrin 38b. Okay, so Rashi's giving this explanation, a couple different explanations, but he has told me that he's only coming with Pshuto. Is that correct? Okay. That's the end of Rashi. Inside the actual. Okay, now let's stop before we get into the Lubavitcher Rebbe for a second. Okay. Let's go over a couple things. There is a Talmudic dictum that we will explore in a minute. And it's going to say, Ein mikri yotzei midei pshuto. Have you heard of that before? Let's go inside and look what that means. This is a bit of a diversion. Try to stay focused. It all makes sense. We're talking about weapons of mass destruction, right? Weapons of war. In the Messianic era, the rabbis, and this is in Shabbos 63a, are going to say, do we have warfare in the world to come, or the Messianic era? And they're going to debate, yes or no. The point of debate will be based on King David, Psalm 45:4. Gird your sword upon your thigh, O mighty one, for it is your glory and your splendor. The Talmud suggests that this is proof, right, that there are ornaments of war in the times of the Messiah. Rav Kahana said to Mar, the son of Rav Huna, this is written regarding words of Torah, and as the art scroll says, and is not to be taken literally as pertaining to weapons. The Gemara defends the proof. Mar, the son of Rav Huna, said to Rav Kahana, Ein mikre yotze midei pshuto. A verse never departs. Now, here's my good friend Art Scroll. He's going to call it his plain meaning, because he's going to think it's pshat. I disagree. I think it doesn't say that. I think it says pshuto. Call me crazy, but I think it says pshuto. And it does. Rav Garner said, when I was 18 years of age, I had learned the entire Talmud, but I did not know that a verse never departs from its plain meaning until now. That's what Art Scroll says, but again, the Hebrew is Hava Yadana De'im Mikra Yosim De Pshuto Ad Hashta. Okay? Now we're going to look at Rashi, and Rashi in the Gemara, on this idea that weapons of destruction are words of Torah. The Talmud says, Divrei Torah Ksiv. Rashi is going to say his Talmudic scholarship. That is the Gemara in Masechta Shabbos. Now, when we go to our friend David HaMelech, 45:4 is where the verse was quoted, and it's going to say, Chagor Charbecha Oyarech Gibor Hodcha V'Hadrecha. Girdle your sword on your thigh, mighty one, your majesty and glory. Now, we're saying that pshat is the simple meaning based on context, literal context of the verse. Pshuto, I don't know what that is yet. We're not getting into it. I don't know what it means. I want literal. Now, last time I checked, weapons of destruction is a sword and a shield. That is a known pshat entity of destruction. Words of Torah, that is allegorical. Alright? I'm going to let the cat out of the bag and say that actually is pshuto. That will be pshuto. Because it is certainly not pshat. Now, if Rashi brings pshat, don't you think he would then quote pshat on this pasuk? Yes or no? But if he brings pshuto, that is now something interesting. Is he going to talk about swords and shields or words of Torah? What do you think? Girdle your sword on your thigh. Here we go. To fight wars of Torah. And this is Hodcha V'hu Hadrecha. Rashi goes with words of Torah. Let's look at the other commentaries on the page. Ata Melech, and you are wise, that you are a mighty one. Girdle your sword on your thigh. The sword will be your majesty, your might. You'll be victorious over your enemies. That's called pshat. Even though the days of the Messiah there will be peace, according to the prophecies, behold, the beginning of his kingship will be the wars of Gog and Magog. That sounds pshat. There's going to be a war with real people and real ISIS chopping heads off, and there's real machine guns and real missiles blowing stuff up. B'Shem Aviv, Perish, Radah, Shagor Charbecha, Hu Derech Mashal. There's another way of doing it, according to the analogy, the mashal. V'Oimer, V'Meshoirer, She'ahov Yahadar, Hod V'Hadar, that's our concept. What is Hod V'Hadar? Is it glory and majesty referring to actual weapons or Torah of the King Messiah? Will go up, as we said, a sword in war. Klomar, that the nations will be very afraid because of his might and glory, just like a warrior with a sword. Right? So the majesty is the sword. That's already of a mashal. Rashi, he says, brings that the idea is he's a Talmud Chacham, that he fights wars with Torah, and that is his Hod V'Hadar. Did Rashi bring pshat? Absolutely not. In fact, he was highlighted as not bringing pshat. He brought an allegorical answer. Everybody else brought pshat. Rashi did not bring pshat. He brought, again, an allegorical answer. And to let the cat out of the bag, that's called pshuto. To which we say, Ein mikri yotzim de pshuto. You don't get out of a verse by the allegorical. Do not answer me, yeah, a sword is really words of Torah. It isn't. A sword is a sword is a sword, and words of Torah is an allegorical answer. So to get out of a pasuk or a verse with understanding what's going on, you must get back to what is a weapon, what are crafts of war. Now, if you answer the allegorical Are you wrong? You are not wrong. In fact, we don't acknowledge the word wrong. There is lo nachon. It is lo nachon. You are right in saying it, but you're not done. You can dig deeper, you can go further, you can get to the bottom. What is a sword? Then you'll be left with a question. What is the difference between my words of Torah that kill and my sword that kills? Why do they both exist by rabbis? How do they coincide? Different question. Now, before we go on again, pshat, as we said, means simple meaning. What is pshuto? And to get, again, the cat out of the bag, I don't know the exact definition of pshuto. I don't know if it has an actual definition. It's a formula word used in the Talmud. And there are lots of formula words in the Talmud. What does ka mean of kamash malan? I don't know. No one knows. Maybe some random Aramaic scholar knows. But as everyone knows in yeshiva, some words are kind of words that don't really have translation properties. Et. Some will say et can be translated. Some will say it can't be. It's like et, but it's even more subtle in Aramaic. There's the word kuf aleph before some words. Ka. I've never once heard someone translate ka. Right? If you can, mazel tov to you. But some words are just not translated. Right? You just know what the function and formula of the word is. Kind of like Talmudic idiom. And therefore, here's another one. If we have pshuto, which we're saying is a formula idiomatic expression to serve a function, and pshat means simple meaning, and you'll say, pshat, pshuto, it's the same thing. It isn't. Sometimes people will say pshita, right? If I say, what an amazing thing, my chavrusa is sitting on the couch, that's not amazing. That is pshita. Pshita means it is so obvious it need not be said. Right? So if I say, what is the sword of the Messiah, and you say a sharp thing, right? That is not pshat either. That is pshita. That is simple. It need not be said that a sword is sharp. So it reminds me of a joke. What do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back? A stick. Right? It's a funny joke because that is pshita. Right? And that is not defining what a real boomerang doesn't come back is. And there's lots of words. I did this for you. There's pshat, there's pshita, there's pshuta, there's hapashut, there's pshuto, there's pashit. Lots of this kind of variation of pei, shin, tet. Pshita is not pashit, pashit's not pshuto, pshuto's not pshit. They're all different. Subtle little differences make a big difference. Big, big difference. And the revelation is the entire Talmud, the entire Torah, the entire soul of man. When we make these little distinctions, worlds open up. If I say to my chavrusa, what you said is pshita, and he heard what I said was pshuto, we are going to have a big argument. I'm going to say, it's not pshuto. The rabbi's never said it. He's going to say it's pshita. We're going to sound like, who those guys say, who's on first? What are those guys called? The shtick and Marion, who's on first? I don't know who's on first. I don't know who. All right, that's what it's going to sound like. When you don't know Talmud. I got an argument with a guy a little while ago, and I said I was miskavin to something. He said, why would you want to do that? I said, because I did, and we had this discussion. Miskavin means somebody said it maybe hundreds of years earlier, you thought of it on your own, and you found, hey, look, Rabbi Bob says exactly what I said. You would say, I was miskavin to Rabbi Bob. Now, if you were to say that some other definition, I wouldn't know what you're talking about. Right? Because it's a function. It's called pathways of communication. And we're not saying you mispronounced it, you had an extra vav, and like in the word gaiva, you have two vavs, it's only one, and therefore you're amma aretz because you don't know what you're talking about. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that he actually used a different word. If the guy's name was Frank, he called him Bill. Right? Didn't go. Okay. Nafkamina. What comes out of this? Plenty comes out of this. The biggest nafkamina is Rashi explaining pshat, or pshuto, or pshita, or miskavin, or gaiva. I don't know. Actually, I do know, and the answer is, what does Rashi say again? Ani lo bati ella livshuto shel mikra. And we say, ein mikra yoyse b'dei pshuto. So Rashi is going to tell you pshuto, and we're going to say it's not good enough to be done. In Hebrew, Yossi, You're going to have to get to that pshat. Does that make Rashi irrelevant? No one said that. What we're saying is, it is lo nachon. Meaning Rashi is saying, the Torah doesn't end with me, right? I'm getting you in. I'm telling you what Chazal say. I'm getting you inside. You're cooking, you're working. I'm not here to be right or wrong. I am here to get you to be either, nachon, lo nachon. We're here to get you inside, find out what Chazal say. That's what Rashi's doing. That's why Rashi has Ruach HaKodesh. Because he is executing a perfect formula. Right there, again, and I'm going to go ahead and define for you now what Pshuto means. Pshuto, and what it really means, is Chazal. If I explain Lafi Pshuto, I'm telling you, I don't know what the context of the pasuk is. I don't know what Adam was doing. I wasn't there. I don't claim to have been there. But I know that in Masechta Pesachim, making this up, in Pesachim, it says that Adam did X, Y, Z. And so you say, hey, Rabbi Katz, what did Adam do over here? And I say, hey, let me think about that. And I look and I say, I really didn't learn this that well. I didn't look it up. Hey, you know what? In Pesachim 35a, it says that Adam was having a picnic. And you say, wow, it's amazing. I never heard that. I say, yes, the rabbis know lots of things. Adam was having a picnic. And you go and you look up Pesachim and you say, hey, look at that. On the 5th, in this thing, Adam was doing this and he had a picnic. That's fantastic. And then you look in Rashi and Rashi says, yes, Adam was having a picnic. Did you read Pesachim 35a? And you say, that's amazing. Rashi knew everything. Rashi knew to pump in the formula because it's already nachon. It's already fixed and ripe and ready. When the rabbis spoke of anything on a pasuk, you can feel free to use it and know it will get you inside. That is the life pulse of the Torah. That's why it's Ruach HaKodesh. Right? You don't have to be the master of Ruach HaKodesh. Rashi's Ruach HaKodesh was that he remembered Pesachim 35a spoke about this. That's the Ruach HaKodesh. When you look inside and realize how perfect it was, that's Torah. Right? When you plug in something that already is just naturally connected, when you learn something, and you see that it goes over something else that you had already learned that day, and you cross-referenced, David Klein or Shalom Ravin Sfat will tell you, that's called Hashem has smiled on your learning. Now, that's that. Let's go now to the Rebbe of Lubavitch. On our pasuk, chapter 3, verse 8. Vayishma'u es kol Hashem Elokim es halach began l'ruach hayom v'yischava ha'odom v'isha v'bnei Hashem Elokim b'toch etz hagan. The Lubavitcher Rebbe is going to quote Rashi on not that it came only for Pshuto, not in the first part, but in the part that's kind of a chiddush, a novelty. The Ruach Hayom. What does it mean? The spirit of the day, the wind of the day, whatever that is. La'oso Ruach she'ashemish boah misham. Remember that? Zohi ma'arvis shelafarnos erev chama b'ma'erev v'heim sorchu b'shiris. All right, the sun comes up in the west, 10th hour of the day. The question is, hey, Adam sinned right about now. He's going to hide. Hashem's coming. And was that on Friday or was it on Shabbos? And Makor Devarim, who the Gemara, we said it's in 38b, see in Hedrin. There it says that the Chet Eitzadas Tovarab and Shai series Shel Yom HaShishi Labriya Sa'olam. It happened on Friday, Yom Shishi. Because the rabbi said it, and it was not based on the pasuk itself. The rabbis brought to you Pshuto Shel Mikra. And the diuk is, Amna Mistavir Shebederach Pshat. The Rebbe himself has now used Pshuto, and now he's going Pshat. Pshuto is Yom Shishi. Pshat is Lo Haisa Achet V'Girosh B'Yom Shishi Ela La'acher Machan. That is Shabbos. Rebbe is saying the Chet happened on Shabbos. The rabbis are saying it happened on Friday. The Pshuto, the Chazal, the non-literal Pshat, that which you don't see anywhere in the pasuk itself. It came from a fairy. I don't know where. They said it was on Friday. When I read with my eyeballs, I know how to read. I have a bit of logic. I'm a human being. Right? Anybody under the sun will read it and say, walks like a duck, smells like a duck, it's a duck, happened on Shabbos. So the Seichel of man, Seichel Anushi, will tell you it happened on Shabbos, but the rabbis will tell you it happened on Friday. The Kofar will say, you see, the rabbis are nonsensical and they're wrong. Rabbi Katz will tell you there's a reason in the story why Rashi did that, along the lines of Sanhedrin and why Chachamim did that. Good? The Lubavitcher Rebbe continues, according to this line of thinking. So after, I'm going to paraphrase, okay? After the things happened on the sixth day, when it was Friday, and God saw all that he did, and it was very, very good. Right? And then I'm going to get criticized. No, it was only one very good. That's right, I'm paraphrasing. Right? It was very good. Behold, the chet and the punishment all took place, and it was very good. God said, hey, it's really good that Adam sinned. Right? And that's kind of strange. Why would he do that? Next point of the Rebbe. And also, Lafi Pshuto Shel Mikra Pshut Shekadosh Baruch Hu Yadam Arosh She'atia Ada Lichto Ein Zeh Stira Ve'Hine Tov Ma'od. This is not a contradiction that God knew in the future Adam was going to sin, and it's not a contradiction to the fact that it's still very good. And don't forget, this is all Lafi Pshuto Shel Mikra. And therefore, it was evil, what he did, and it was after the fact. And Rashi saw further on, B'shas, Chidvosu, B'shas, Avla, Vela. Okay. All we have accomplished is, God knew it was going to happen, and all this went down on Shabbos. The next vort of the Rebbe. Ha'isr le'achol me'etz hadas, eating from the tree of knowledge. Chet le'gerish. Ksuvim lacher v'yira Elokim. Hashem saw all that he did, and behold, it was very good. And after all these things that happened, the heavens and the earth were finished, and God rested on the seventh day. Ubederach pshat. Did you hear that? I did not say pshuto. I said pshat. Derech pshat. Simple meaning. Eyeballs. Not Chazal, not Rashi. My little brain. Why Medua Lano Lishno? Why do we change the order and explain all of these things on the sixth day, as if it came before the seventh day? Behold, we are speaking about many things, and that they take a long time in the derech of teva, derech of nature, and many more days, as one day must have added up. The snake wasn't successful to seduce Eve and all these things. Okay, so that's a bit of a side point, not so essential. Now we're going to get back on topic. What the Rebbe was doing was showing the difference between sixth day and seventh day. Yeshnam Dvarim Shaleim Oimer Rashi Shahayim Yom Shishi. Rashi, in other places in Bereshis, will show you different things that were done on Saturday, Yom Shishi. Kagan. Like making Chava, like making Brias Chayas, Ophos, calling the names by Adam, and this is Gufa Mukhrach. You are compelled to say it was Yom Shishi, right? By Yom Shishi in the creation. Sheshar Devarash Rashi Eino Mefarish Shmekoimim Hu B'Yom Shishi Lo Iroi B'Yom Zeh. Right, but the rest of the things that Rashi doesn't explain in the places on the Yom Hashishi, Lo Iroi B'Yom Zeh, doesn't mention this day. Now this is the final point in this explanation. Right? This is just kind of backtrack. I'm not so focused on what the Rebbe was saying, building it up. He was building the story, but this is the final Makro Patish. Umash Omer Rashi. Whatever was going down, Adam and Eve sinned. They were in the garden, Ruach Hayam, and Rashi is saying, Ruach, 10th hour. That is having to happen. That's the point. Ruach of the day, that happens in the 10th hour according to Sanhedrin. Yesh lefaresh. Shemima shene'amar l'ruach hayom muchrach raksher dvar ira b'shah shiris. You are compelled to say that this was the 10th hour of the day. Aval ein hichrach shezeh ha'isa b'yom hashishi. Nowhere do I say, hey, that looks like Friday. But I do say, hey, that looks like the 10th hour of the day. And the rabbis, the Chazal, the Sanhedrin say 10th hour of the day equals Friday. Nothing says it's Friday. They say it's the wind. The wind is what jumps out and says, hey, we got to do that. So I'm never moved in my soul to say it has to be Friday. But I am moved to say it's got to be the Spirit. By that right of Spirit, I now locked into my box and I say, Friday it is. Now, the Hari Kash Rashi Mavi as Divrei Chazal, Hari Zem Meshum Sha'iyim Muchrak B'derech Pshat, V'hu Meshana B'ferish, Chazal B'hetan L'Pshuto Shel Mikra. Behold, just like Rashi brings the words of Chazal, behold, this is because that the Inyan compels in the matter of the Pshat. Pshat, not Pshuto. V'hu, and he teaches or changes according to the commentary of Chazal, and he puts together, I've only come for Lefi Pshuto Shel Mikra. Therefore, Rashi has explained chapter 3, verse 8. There's a ruach of the day. I would say that it has something to do with Shabbos. Rashi did not do that. He says it's the wind of the day of the 6th day. I say I don't see it anywhere in the pasuk at all. I don't get it. I don't see it. Rashi says, of course you don't see it. Because you don't see it, therefore I didn't say it. I said what you were compelled to bring a source from the outside. You saw Ruach Hayom, and I know you're thinking, you don't know what that means. I don't know what it means. I don't even know what day it's on. But the rabbis knew, Ruach HaKodesh, my brain, I remembered. It's in Sanhedrin. And they said, without even looking, they said it was Friday, and it's the 10th hour. So I write that down. Friday, 10th hour. And I say, that's how I explain, I didn't come except Lafi Pshuto Shel Mikra. Now, no pasuk goes out according to Lafi Pshuto. And then we're going to say, okay, now that we know Lafi Pshuto, which means Chazal, which means the allegorical, which means that which is off the page, not found in the page, it's not on the page at all, which means it has no relevance to Pshat whatsoever. Does Rashi bring Pshat? No. He brings Lafi Pshuto. And you'll say, but if it was Pshat, that would be Pshita. That's why it's not Pshita, because it's not Pshat. It's Lafi Pshuto. So now we want to know what is Pshat. So we turn to our good friend, the Mobim, because he is a Pshat kind of guy. And we go to him, and we're going to say, Mobim, what exactly is the Pshat of the Ruach Hayom? He says, Hainu Lafi Ruach Shel Nevuah Shechal Leim Hayom Achar Achet Ki Goydem Achet Chal Leim Ruach B'inyan Na'alem Izeh. Yesterday, when you sinned, you were above prophecy. You were in Edenic consciousness with God. And God, for whatever reason, as the Rebbe said, brought about a lo b'seder matzav. You'll say, how could God do that? The answer is because there's a creation. God wanted creation. The base of Mitish, which is a kapara for all of this, right, is also Edenic consciousness, and it will forever repair the sin of Adam. Adam's sin, however, was not on Friday, but, even though it occurred on Friday, but we picked it up on Shabbos, like the Pshat and not the Pshuto. So, aim Mikra Yardsei B'dei Pshuto. Because now we're in Pshat. And we want to know what's happening on Shabbos. And Adam gets prophecy. There's duality. There's God and there's me. And now that I have prophecy, and I'm afraid, and that's why he hid, and that's what came onto him, and the Ruach guards the prophecy, Adam experiences a slight duality, but he recognizes God, and God is challenging the relationship between he and Adam. And just like Gullus, just like when we're high, and we're doing great stuff, when we were with God, we say, I'm on top of the world, and everyone says, hey, you're awesome, you can do no wrong. Then God kicks you out, you get exiled from Malchus Vatzilis, and you say, wow, that's horrible. Why did I fall? What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. Why am I out? Because God sends you out. And you'll find out when you are loving life, being egotistical, being with God, and you said, I'm perfect, I'm with God, because you were with God. You are one with God. You are an ichud with God. So you can't do anything wrong. And then when you left, you found out, wow, I was rude to my friend. How is that possible? You were telling me how great I was. And now that I left, you're saying yesterday you weren't so great. It's a conspiracy. You were saying how great we were, then you say you came back and thought about it, and I'm kind of a not-so-beseder guy. Because when we were in the moment, it was awesome, and God was there. Then I thought about it and said, hey, you're not so right. Because he wasn't with God. You were. And that was your ego-loving being with God, and he was mavatil because of your or. Now that he thought about it, he thought, because he has not anything to do with God as you were, you're out. He doesn't even know what you're talking about. He says, you were not beseder. And now you're saying, oh my God, how can it be? And God is saying, where are you? Where are you? How are you going to relate to me once I've kicked you out? Are you going to hide because you're afraid? And the goal is to learn Torah, get built up, so you can be like Adam in the garden on Shabbos and get the prophecy to say, I'm out with God because I'm just out with God. God, how you doing? I'm sorry for what I did. I'll do better. God says, hey, good, welcome back. Come back inside, Edenic consciousness, be above Nevuah, and be in the third temple reality. Nafkaminas. Now that we understand that, is there a difference between pshat and pshuto? Yes. And this goes for every word we say. It goes for every word of Torah you've ever uttered. Right? Nachon, lo nachon. You'll say he's wrong. No, he's not. He's not totally right. He's not totally there. He can dig deeper. You are lo nachon. You're not wrong. You're okay, but dig a little deeper. When Rashi says, or the Ramban says on Rashi, Rashi's lo nachon. He's not crusading him and saying he's wrong. He's saying he did a certain level. He remembered Psalm 34a. He had Ruach HaKodesh. He brought the idea. Rashi didn't even think into it. He said, here it is, because all said it. Ramban said, lo nachon. I would have brought Sanhedrin 55a. Because when I bring that, I thought about it a little more, and it answers up the question, and it makes an end to it. So is Rashi wrong? No. In fact, he inspired the Ramban to go bring Sanhedrin 55a to end the sugya, and that ends the sugya. The word ger, is it convert? Is it this or that? There are a lot of words that have many meanings, little variances. My favorite of all, I think, Ein Mazel Yisrael. Jews don't have mazel. We stepped out from astrology. We don't believe in astrology. And I say, we do in fact have mazel. And you'll say, but we don't believe in astrology. Didn't you read the Rambam? I'll say that was not what Chazal were saying. When you read the Encyclopedia of Mazel, and yes, I actually have a book called the Encyclopedia of Mazel, what they're saying is, we know we have Mazel because it's littered throughout the entire Shas. We know that. The question is, when they say, do we have Mazel, it's a bit of a different angle. Again, it's a Chazal angle. They're not saying Pshat. They're saying, Lefi Pshuto. Ein Mikra Yaitzi B'dei Pshuto. The Pshat is we do. Their question is, can we change our Mazel? And that's a great question. Right now, your Mazel is lo nachon. How do you make it nachon? And with that, I'm going to end with an idea. Pshuto is a formula. Right? Let's look at Caleb, son of Ben Yefunah. Caleb Ben Yefunah. You look at him and say, wow, Caleb was a great guy. You know, I personally think I'm a bit like Caleb, right? I really like him. I relate to him. I don't like speaking Lashon Hara. I love Eretz Yisrael. I'm a Caleb kind of guy. Somebody might say he's a Yitzchak guy. Somebody might say he's an Abraham guy. A lot of people say, I really relate to this character. And we'll call it a personality. It's a context. Call it even Babylonian. Right? They see the people in the Torah, the words. They say, I love this word. It means so much to me. But that's a very masculine point of view. But the revelation from the female says, it's not about the person and you like him and think he has nice hair. When you look at Caleb, you say, what's his function? What's the formula? What does the Caleb program do? And when you look at the Caleb program, what he does is, he's the son of Peretz's son, Chetzron. He marries a Pelegish, right? And then he inherits Bas Machir, which is called Bnei Banav, going back to Machir ben Yosef, the Malchus of Yosef. Then Peretz inherits that. The Malchus of Yosef inside the Malchus of David. Kalev and Miriam inherit that and mashpia that into Ram ben Peretz, which eventually becomes Oved Yishai David. That's called formula and function versus Oved's a really nice guy. I'll conclude with that. This is my discourse on what does Rashi mean when he says, Vani lo bati el of pshuto shel mikra. Does Rashi come from pshuto or from pshat? Everyone says Rashi explains the pshat. He doesn't. He comes, and we'll close with this. Rashi comes, Perish Rashi, Lafi pshuto shel mikra. Thank you.